Okay, that meal was working on me.
What do
Sort of. Good. Need some Queen's Iron.
Okay. I've got a hot seriously. If you want it, I got it.
I'll get back.
Come again soon.
So she said, "Ah." Piragua, Piragua, este estico Piragua.
No harm in being prepared.
Slept. Had a good night. I had a good sleep. Good nap.
Not budging, is he? He can return later.
Bullshit. The fuck is this, Silent Hill?
You aren't too hard to work with.
Yeah, but you are. Way too hard to work with, fool.
You have to take whatever you can use.
Shut up.
Everything's the same color. I'm afraid I'll get confused.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Branch in the path. Not budging, is he? He can return later.
Sleep? I did. Had a good sleep. Took a nap. Took a good nap. Slept really well. Sometimes naps are very, very good.
Everything's the same color. I'm afraid I'll get confused.
What the fuck? I don't get it. Is there a switch around here?
Bring it anytime.
No me diga. Don't tell me. No, don't tell me. That's what it means. No me diga. No, don't tell me. For real? AKA for real though?
Oh, what's this place? Pick up something we can use? Hold on. I'm on my way. Oh, it's open?
Did a lot of good sleeping.
Red spot.
Goodbye. Piragua. Piragua. Okay, chico, pirala. Oops, poopsie. Bitch. Cunting whore. Free agua. Is it free agua? I think it's. Say free agua. Are you saying canoe, canoe? Canoe, canoe. Free agua. Ah. fucker. Go. Whatever move's the wrong move if
Pick up something we can use?
oh hell, man. Well, shit, fire. No me diga. You don't say.
No harm in being prepared.
Piragua, piragua. Open the fucking door. Piragua. I slept like a baby. Myself up.
Don't run too far ahead. Bring it anytime.
Garbage. Try and bum rush you.
Wow. Very good eye. I'd rather let
Oh
you
fuck.
do the business.
I can't die here like this.
Kill that big fat bitch. Thank you for killing the big fat bitch. That is a big fat bitch because she's female. That's your enemy too, so.
Just ordered a new ladder. Sorry. Moving out. Enemy loitering.
Well, you did fraternize with the enemy. You know. Kill him. Whew. Kill her or whatever. Him or it make no diff. Kill it. Nah, there you go. Just say that too.
Important things in mind.
Fuck you. Oh, fuck you, you fucking cunt. Oh, you just done fucked up now.
Need to check out the layout of this place.
Motherfucker. You done fucked up, bitch.
Moving out. You have to take whatever you can use. Huh. Here's a good place to rest.
Wish I had a haircut. I definitely need to get one. I go pee. Yeah, 65. I did sleep. It felt good too. Best. Really good nap. Took a really refreshing nap. He's a quick shipper. He ain't no quick shipper. If he was a quick shipper, he would already sent that shit by now.
Can't beat him. No harm.
That was a hell of a fight.
Bring it Hey, that's... Looks like we still got a long way to hike. budging, is it? You can return later. Pick up something we can use? Not budging, is it? You can return later.
Oh my god, seriously.
Hold on. I'm on my way. Who knows what's waiting through here? Oh, it's open. You have to take whatever we can use.
My guy is stupid. Take a nap. I need to take a nap. I like to take a nap.
Did that just move a ladder?
This is Feiner Hall.
Time to head on up. Your healing doesn't look too good. Don't take any chances. Sorry. Moving out. Keep your eyes open on the way down. Let's rest up. There's still a ways to go. We can rest here for a while. Don't run too far ahead. No harm in being prepared. Not budging, is it? You can return later.
Not budging, is it? You can return there. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I'm on my way.
Woo, big girl. That's a big fucking bitch. She's a big pig. You can be a big pig too. Are you rigging? Full smack. Yep. Full smack. Yep. You can be a big pig too. Bitch. Guess it's inhibit, I guess.
Pick up something we can use? Opened up.
I can use fucktard.
Not budging, is it?
Not budging, isn't. Return later. Fuck you. Fuck you, cunt. This one?
Oh.
Not budging, isn't. Return later. Not budging, is it? Is it budging? No, it's not budging, is it? Return later. Not budging, is it? Return later. Morning. Let's stay for fishing, ain't it? Oh, that's just one before you got friends. Oh, fuck. What the fucking hell? Friends, motherfucker. Now the monkeys.
demonstrated his skills nicely.
Let me guess.
Not budging, is it? He can return later.
People, being slow. No regrets.
Time to head on up. Opened up. You have to take whatever you can use.
Look at this champion, Tundra Del Mallet. She is just, I mean, look at her. She's pure muscle. If you need a champion for Arena or Spider's Den, she's just brutal. She's got this skill called Forge Rhythm that can stun all her enemies and burn them on the next turn. For those Spiderlings, yeah, they're done.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. This weekend, police in Columbus, Georgia arrested a 35-year-old man called Justin Tyrant Roberts. Over the course of a single day, Roberts shot 5 separate people in 2 different states. We know this happened.
Jesus
Roberts
Christ.
has admitted he did it. He also said why he did it. In his confession, police say Roberts explained that throughout his life, specifically white males had taken from him, so he decided to kill them. In one case, Roberts walked up behind a white man, a total stranger, as he was getting out of his car, and shot him in the back. By any definition, these were crimes of viciousness motivated by race hate. They're not unique in this country, not by a long shot. If we wanted to, and we don't want to, we could do a whole show on crimes like these. Nor are they especially surprising, really, when you think about it. If you really believed what the Democratic Party and BLM were telling you, that white males are intentionally destroying the world, you might be motivated to murder someone. Why wouldn't you? What's striking is how little attention Justin Tyrant Roberts' shooting spree has received. Imagine if the colors were reversed here. Roberts would be leading every newscast tonight. Needless to say, he is not. In fact, it's maybe the last time he's name on television. And on one level, honestly, that is fine with us. Taking as a Americans unwanted. We've always thought that more now than ever. A multiracial country that only survives and self-consciously de-emphasizes race. It treats every person as an individual and not a member of some larger group that's guilty or innocent. So that should be the goal. That's our history, and we ought to get back to it as soon as we can. But that is exactly the opposite of what our leaders are doing. They are working hard to divide us into warring camps, and they're using lies to do it. They're telling us a story that is completely and very much intentionally disconnected from reality. They're claiming that supremacy, that's true, they never defined, is the single greatest threat we face, greater threat than Al-Qaeda or ISIS. Here's our thoroughly craven Attorney General telling us that very lie today.
In the FBI's view, the top domestic violent extremist threat comes from racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocated for the superiority of the white race.
All right, that's Attorney General of the United States making a statement of fact backed up by the FBI. So it's fair to ask obvious questions. Who exactly are these violent white supremacists? What are their names? What crimes under the U.S. Code have they committed? We still don't know. Merrick Garland didn't tell us today. Instead, he spent most of his time on January 6th, an event that had nothing whatsoever to do with race. Nothing. But Merrick Garland lied about that. He, like most people you see on television, wants you to believe and wants history to report that January 6th was an attempted insurrection by white supremacist revolutionaries bent on taking over this country. We came this close, Merrick Garland said, and that's why, quote, we must adopt a broader societal response to tackle the problem's deeper roots. So because of January 6th, says the chief officer in the United States of America and many other members of Joe Biden's cabinet, we must now use law enforcement and military force to arrest, imprison, and otherwise crush anyone who leads opposition to Joe Biden's government. That's their position. They say that out loud. They did today. So what is this exactly? Well, it's a big change in the way the United States government assesses and then treats its own citizens. We are living through the transformation of a formerly democratic republic into something else. We're looking at growing authoritarianism. That's not an overstatement. Vladimir Putin knows authoritarian systems very well. And this is clearly what's happening in this country. Watch this.
Did you order a vaccine about this assassination? Of course not. We don't have this kind of habit of assassinating anybody. That's one. Number two is, I want to ask you, did you order the assassination of the woman who walked into the Congress Center was shot and killed by a policeman.
I'm on
Do you
my
know
way.
that 450 individuals were arrested after entering the Congress, and they didn't go there to steal a laptop. They came with political demands.
Okay. So yeah, we just played tape of Vladimir Putin. Now, under normal circumstances, we would never play tape of a foreign adversary criticizing our government. But honestly, those are fair questions. Who did shoot Ashley Babbitt, and why don't we know? Are anonymous federal agents now allowed to kill unarmed women who protest the regime? That's okay now? No, it's not okay. It'll never be okay. And why are all those January 6th protesters still in prison on trespassing charges? As so many Biden voters who torched federal buildings walking free? What's the answer to that question? If all of that was going on in Russia, we would rightly call it scary. We would call it addictive. In fact, we would call it. And speaking of January 6th, why are there still so many things, basic factual matters that we don't understand about that day? Why is the Biden administration preventing us from knowing? Why is the administration still hiding more than 10,000 hours of surveillance tape from the U.S. Capitol on January 6th? What could possibly be the reason for that? Even as they call for more openness, we need to get to the bottom of it. They could release those tapes today, but they're not. Why? We ought to be asking those questions urgently, because as the Attorney General reminded us today, a lot depends on the answers. And at least one news organization is asking that. Revolver News. It's a news site. It turned out to be one of the last honest outlets on the internet. A new piece on Revolver.news suggests an answer to some of these questions. We know that the government is hiding the identity of many law enforcement officers who were present at the Capitol on January 6th, not just the one who killed Ashley Babbitt. According to the government's own court filing, those law enforcement officers participated in the riot, sometimes in violent ways. We know that because, without fail, the government has thrown the book at most people who were present in the Capitol on January 6th. There was a nationwide dragnet to find them, and many of them are still in solitary confinement today.
You have to take
But strangely, some of the key people who participated on January 6th have not been charged. Look at the document. The government calls those people unindicted co-conspirators. What does that mean? Well, it means that in potentially every single case, they were FBI operatives. Really? In the Capitol on January 6th. For example, one of those unindicted co-conspirators is someone government documents identify only as Person 2. According to those documents, Person 2 stayed in the same hotel room as a man called Thomas Caldwell, an insurrectionist, a man alleged to be a member of the Oath Keepers. Person 2 also, quote, stormed the barricade.
Everyone else makes fun of me. The other commanders always choose powerful
leaders at the Capitol on January 6th alongside Thomas Caldwell. The government's indictments further indicate that Caldwell, who, by the way, is a 65-year-old man, is dangerous insurrectionist, was led to believe there would be a, quote, quick reaction force also participating on January 6th. That quick reaction force, Caldwell was told, would be led by someone called Person 3, who had a hotel room. Wait, here's the interesting thing. Person 2 and Person 3 were organizers of the riot. The government knows who they are, but the government has not charged them. Why is that? You know why. They were almost certainly working for the FBI. So FBI operatives were organizing the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, according to government documents. And those two are not alone. In all, Revolver News reported there are, quote, upwards of 20 unindicted co-conspirators in the Oath Keeper indictments, all playing various roles in the conspiracy, who have not been charged for virtually the exact same activities, and in some cases, much, much more severe activities, as those named alongside them in the indictments. So it turns out that this white supremacist insurrection was, again, by the government's own admission in these documents, organized at least in part by government agents. Are you shocked? We're shocked. We shouldn't be shocked. Because in March, the FBI director admitted that the Bureau was infiltrating as many dissident groups that oppose the regime as it possibly can.
There must be moments where you think if we would have known, if we could have infiltrated this group or found out what they were doing. And that, do you have those moments?
So anytime there's an attack, especially one that's this horrific, that strikes right at the heart of our system of government, right at the time transfer of power is being discussed, you can be darn tootin' that we are focused very, very hard on how can we get better sources, better information, better analysis, so that we can make sure that something like what happened on January 6th never happens again.
But wait a second. There's a huge difference between using an informant to find out what you find threatening might do, and paying people to help organize a violent action, which is what happened, apparently, according to government documents, on January 6th. That's a line, and the FBI has crossed it, and it's not the first time they crossed that line. Remember that plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer? We heard a lot about that, and Whitmer was able to cover some of her own incompetence, though not all, by pointing to the fact that she's now a victim. Now, in the FBI's telling of that plot, a whole team of insurrectionists was going to drive a van up to Gretchen Whitmer's vacation house and throw her in the back and drive away. The mastermind of this plot, according to the FBI, was a man called Adam Fox. Who was Adam Fox? Adam Fox turned out to be a homeless guy who was living in the basement of a vacuum repair shop. Quite a gorilla. The whole story was a farce. It was insulting, really, once you got to the details, which outlets like the AP didn't bother with in the first read. But if you read the government's charging documents carefully, and you should, you will see that it gets even more ridiculous. It turns out that one of the 5 people in the planned Gretchen Whitmer kidnap van was an FBI agent in the van. Another was an FBI informant. And the defense admitted in these documents that an informant or undercover agent was, quote, usually present in the group's meetings. In other words, using simple math, which we can do even on cable news, nearly half the gang of kidnappers will work for the FBI. Remember the guy who suggested using a bomb to blow up a bridge as part of that plot? That got a lot of coverage. That guy was an undercover FBI agent. Oh, okay. So if you're wondering why they're always comparing January 6th to 9/11, there's your answer. They're using the same tactics. And a lot of us missed this the first time around, and you are due an apology, and we're proffering it on television right now. We didn't see the obvious. If you empower the government to violate civil liberties in pursuit of a foreign terror organization, and there are foreign terror organizations, it's just a matter of time before ambitious politicians use those same mechanisms to suppress political dissent. And that's what we're seeing now. We should have seen it earlier. Trevor Aronson wrote a book on this called The Terror Factory, and it analyzed every terror prosecution from 2001 to 2013. Aronson found that at least 50 defendants were on trial because of behavior that the FBI had not only encouraged but enabled. FBI agents were essentially the plotters in these crimes. They made the crimes crimes. In 2012, a writer for The Nation called Petra Bartosiewicz found that FBI agents had, quote, crossed the line from merely observing potential criminal behavior, which, by the way, is allowed and good, to, and we're quoting, encouraging people and assisting people to participate in plots that are largely citizens. That should really worry you. In a moment of uncharacteristic honesty, a former FBI assistant director called Frank Figliuzzi explained the other day on MSNBC, the goal is to round up people who dissent against the regime and throw them into solitary, and that's including members of Congress. Watch this.
What have we learned from our experience with international terrorism? In order to address that problem, arresting low-level operatives is merely a speed bump, not a roadblock. In order to really tackle terrorism, and this time domestically, you've got to attack and dismantle the command and control element of a terrorist group. That may mean people sitting in Congress right now.
Round up sitting members, duly democratically elected members of Congress because they oppose the regime? Even Vladimir Putin's not doing that. And there's a former assistant director of the FBI who called it on television and no one noticed. Instead of rounding people up, how about rounding up the FBI operatives that fired on January 6th and identify the guy who shot Ashley Babbitt?
Fuck you, bitch!
Thanks so much for coming on. It sounds like, according to this, I have to say, remarkable piece that you just put up late last night, read it in bed at midnight, that the FBI was organizing the riots of January 6th.
Do you know that the average adult has 20 pounds of toxic poop in their body at any given moment? Seems crazy, right? All that poop just sitting there, rotting away,
most important and the darkest investigative piece they've seen in years. But the American people deserve the truth about 1/6, not just for the sake of Ashley Babbitt, not just for the sake of the hundreds of people held in prison unjustly as a violation of human rights, but for the sake of the 70+ million people who are Trump supporters or just against the corrupt ruling class who've effectively been labeled de facto domestic extremists by our own government. And I believe the key that unlocks the truth to 1/6 is the following question. To what extent were the main militia groups imputed to the 1/6 so-called Capitol siege? To what extent was there infiltration of those groups by undercover agents or informants? And to what extent, when we see the unindicted co-conspirators who occupy senior positions in those groups, to what extent are those people being spared prosecution on account of a prior relationship with the federal government? Those two questions create a thread, and when we pull that thread, the ugly truth of that event, and perhaps even the country we live in, will be exposed.
I gotta ask, because it may answer one of the great mysteries, is this, I think there are 14,000 hours of unreleased video footage from that day the administration is hiding from us. Do you think this is why?
I think that's certainly a possibility. It's extremely suspicious. Even going back to this so-called pipe bomber video. Remember the pipe bomber, the Capitol pipe bomber? The FBI has been extremely suspicious in withholding evidence, video evidence that could help identify this bomber. Presumably they want to. But if you may, I'd like to make a general point. And really, after seeing all of this, you have to ask yourself, does the national security apparatus do anything but conspire against the American people? I'm led to conclude that we cannot have a democracy. Everything in our politics will be fake and performative until we bring the national security state, including the FBI, to heel. It's not a left issue, it's not a right issue. Every politician who cares about our country should demand a church committee 2.0.
Yeah, people who be faith in the left should join it immediately. Darren Beatty, I appreciate your coming on site and the work you do at Revolver.News. Thank you.
Thank you.
Warned you about the crime wave that's threatening to destroy Buckhead in Atlanta. It was once a very nice place to live. Just the other day, a person was shot for jogging in an unprovoked attack. The wife of that man joins us next week. Equity is not equality. Equity is replacing equality. The city of Seattle is so excited about this, it's established something called the Equitable Development Division. We're now learning that the person in charge of that division is a lunatic. Fox's Trace Gallagher has that story for us tonight. Hey, Trace.
Hi, Tucker. Boxguard here is a Somali immigrant and social justice advocate who, as you say, now works for the city of Seattle and is running as a progressive candidate for the King County Council. But 11 years ago, Garnier, who was then a young mother of two, threatened to blow up a school bus filled with kids. Court documents viewed by Fox News along with audio recordings show that in January 2010, Garnier was riding on a school bus and told the driver, quoting, a national security incident was going on. When the driver told her to get off the bus, she started screaming at the kids about America's relationship with Somalia and told them, quote, you need to calm yourselves down because I could have a bomb. Look how loose my clothes are. When the kids panicked and started fleeing through the exits, she called them cowards. Now she blames it all on mental health issues, but police reports, court documents, even her own statements at the time contradict that. She didn't want mental health care, she wanted to go to jail. And yet, we should note, several state and county politicians are now endorsing her candidacy. One state Democrat said, quote, she would follow Ubox anywhere. Tucker.
Sorry. Moving
Chris
on.
Gallagher for us tonight. Thanks so much. Blow up a school bus full of children. That's equity, in a phrase. Well, last night we told you about the tragic collapse of a neighborhood called Buckhead in northwestern Atlanta. Really nice place with really nice people. There are now constant shootings in Buckhead, thanks to the mayor of Atlanta. The mall, Lenox Square Mall, is now off limits for one remain uninjured. In fact, while our show was on the air last night talking about the Lenox Mall, a security guard was shot during a robbery at the Lenox Mall. You can look up the video online. It's horrifying. But criminals aren't simply terrorizing stores. they're also hurting residents, apparently at random. On June 5th, one man pulled alongside a resident called Andrew Worrell. He was out for a jog. We played the 911 call yesterday. It's too upsetting to play again, especially Leventhal's wife, Anne, is joining us right now, and we're happy that she is. And thanks so much for coming on. We played that tape of your husband last night. I can't imagine how it makes you feel. Just sum up, if you would, for us, what happened.
Well, he went out for, it's normal 3-mile route. And he was about halfway through, and he felt a car coming up alongside of him. And as the window came down, he saw a gun, and the guy just shot immediately. And he was stunned, and he shot him again. And Andrew took off and ran up a little hill behind a tree, and the guy took off, and Andrew called 911.
It's such a it's a horrible thing, but it's also baffling because he apparently didn't know the guy. Had he seen the man before?
No, complete stranger.
Is there any indication of why the guy did it?
From what we understand, the suspect in custody does suffer from multiple mental health issues and has been off of his medication. And people he knows have been trying to get him help, but he had a firearm, and he should not have.
How's your husband doing?
He's okay. He's in a lot of pain still, getting around with a walker, and started physical therapy yesterday, but he's, it's going to take a while, and, both physically and mentally.
So, terrible things happen. The reason that we highlighted the tragedy that befell your husband yesterday was because they're happening a lot more in Buckhead, which is a really nice place with really nice people. Does this feel like part of a pattern to you, as someone who lives there?
It does. We've been saying for the past year, 18 months, that it just feels like it's creeping in closer and closer.
Look at this champion, Tundra Geltmallet. She's just, look at her. She's pure muscle. If you need to
closer to the neighborhoods. It's been in Buckhead, but it just felt like it was getting closer and closer, and I never imagined it would really be knocking on our door like this, but I think this is one reason why the citizens of Buckhead are so disturbed by this, because we all feel violated.
Well, it's the most basic violation. It's your neighborhood. You're going for a run, and some guy pulls up, doesn't like the way you look, and shoots you. What? Are you encouraged to speak up about crime, or do you feel social pressure to kind of stay silent?
No, I do feel like, since it's happened to us, then we need to be the next voice. And, maybe this would be the catalyst for some change and some action in Atlanta, and specifically in Buckhead.
I sure hope you're right. I'm sure a lot of your neighbors are just giving up and moving to Florida. But, I don't live there, but my feeling is you should stay and make it what it was, which is a nice place with all kinds of people living there, but in peace, without violence. Exactly. And well, I appreciate your coming on tonight. You may be criticized for it, but we're grateful that you did.
Thank you.
It's been interesting and sad.
Fuck you, cunt!
Of the stifling conformity on artists. People just creating and was manipulating coronaviruses. All of a sudden, it's conventional wisdom. How conventional wisdom? Well, the most conventional man in American politics now believes it. Stephen Colbert hosted Jon Stewart the other night. What's interesting is not what Stewart said, but how Stephen Colbert reacts to what he said. Watch this.
There's a chance that this was created in a lab. There's an investigation.
A chance?
Oh,
oh my God!
There's evidence. I'd love to hear it.
There's a novel respiratory coronavirus overtaking Wuhan, China. What do we do? Oh, you know who we could ask? The Wuhan novel respiratory coronavirus lab. The disease is the same name as the lab. How did this happen? And they're like, a pangolin kissed a turtle. The only coronavirus we have is in Wuhan. Yes. Where they have a lab called, what's the lab called again, Stephen?
The Wuhan novel coronavirus lab.
I believe that's the case.
And how long have you worked
worked for Senator Ron Johnson. Let me tell you something.
How long have you worked for Senator Ron Johnson? Brilliant retort. The sad thing is Stephen Colbert was talented, very talented at one point, but his brain has been so degraded and rotted by political orthodoxy that that's all he can say. Thaddeus and his fans are in the same predicament. Jon Stewart was a racist, one Twitter user wrote. Another complained to Jon Stewart, quote, using your time on cold water debater to badmouth science was a wasted opportunity.
It's badmouth science.
Oh, Mr. Science is offended. The good news is that what Stewart said is probably true, and it's good for people to hear that. It's good for people to watch HBO on Friday. Can't believe we're saying that as well. Watch this.
California, we're back, baby. 215. Maybe we can stop this silly distancing and masking. Tuesday, California lifts its restrictions. Yes. And I see not everyone applauding because that's true. A lot of people out here, a lot of people everywhere. I don't understand these people. They say they're going to continue to wear masks even after they sound the all clear. You're never going to have a 100% COVID-free atmosphere. Viruses always stay. Yes, there's always variants. I can't guarantee everything. We just have to live again.
What's interesting is that these comedians are following, not leading. Their job is to tell the truth before anyone else dares to. But now they're saying things that have been so obvious for the last year that they're finally safe to say them. So I guess we should be happy that people can sort of tell the truth once in a while on TV. Also a little disappointed in their cowardice for waiting this long. Clay Travis has taken over for Rush Limbaugh in his spot. He and Buck Sexton. They host the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show, and we're happy to have him on tonight. Clay, great to see you. So it does seem like we're finally allowed a little bit of air to note a couple of obvious things. Progress?
Tucker, first, thanks for having me. Second, these guys, I think before long, Bill Maher and Jon Stewart, somebody slipped them a red pill, Tucker, and the next thing you know they're going to start getting accused of being Fox News viewers because they sound like somebody who's been hearing the truth for the past year as opposed to marinating in the absurdity that was the consensus opinion, Tucker. And here's what I would like to take as a conclusion. Comedy is supposed to be about rebellion. It isn't about endorsing the dogma of the political party that has been forever. And finally, we're starting to see a little
Get the fuck off me, bitch.
And from Jon Stewart, two smart guys that look at all of the facts and finally are saying, you know what, the wool has been pulled over our eyes. It's time to stand up and start to puncture the reality of the majority party that is ruling with a lot of absurdity. This is the emperor wears no clothes moment. They definitely feel red-pilled, and I love it.
So you make such a good point that comedy, art more broadly, is supposed to be about rebellion. It's raising a Stewart going to say, wait a minute, you are constraining my ability to comment on the larger culture when you look at every one of my jokes and try to dissect it to see whether or not the Amherst faculty is happy with the joke that I have told, right? When all of this constrainment occurs, what typically is going to be the response is a robust, just absolute embrace of creativity, and you can't be creative while being stifled within the bounds of what the left-wing culture is creating. And I think what you're starting to see is Jon Stewart and Kevin Hart. I don't know if you saw this about how it's been comedy in this current world. Jerry Seinfeld is not people, these comedians who are particularly right-wing in nature, but what they embrace is freedom. And I think, Tucker, what we're starting to create here is a world where you're either for freedom and free thought or you're against it, and comedians by their nature have to rebel. Whichever civilization the dominates on, that's what we play. No backseats, okay? It's anyone who's opposed to free thought.
Man, I hope you're right, Clay Travis. So we spent the last year with not one thing has been created in this country. Not one thing. Only destroyed.
I know.
And so the minute the creativity starts.
It's gonna be a good night, I can tell. Happy Tuesday, friends. Sorry. We have the brilliant Emily Calpaio with us. There she is. I'm glad she was able to make it, although she had a rough time at the airport. You represent the company now, Emily. Looks like the drinks outnumbered you. And we have Joe DeVito, who has an interesting way to go to work. Yeah, nothing like laughing at somebody's suffering.
Something we can use?
Wow. And Kat's back after her supervised probation. As the police said, she's okay to return to work, just hide all the hand sanitizer. It's been said some cats have 9 lives, but when your dad is a Democrat supported by the press, multiply that by 1,000, and you have Hunter Biden. Fresh off tossing the N-word around like one of his empty crack pipes. What does the media choose to focus on? His new life as a full-time job. No one can say he isn't qualified to take things like Obama. Now, they won't allow us to show the actual paintings, but trust me, it looks like Hobo Vomit. I live in New York. I know what Hobo Vomit looks like. It looks like Hunter Biden paintings. But I get the new occupation fully. Paying a guy a fortune for a job he has no qualifications in is harder to explain than buying Hobo Vomit from a Chinese businessman. I don't think I'm going to say Hobo Vomit again. But rather than focus on that stuff, ArtNet assesses him as a controversial figure who's been vilified by the right and uncomfortably ignored by the left, which absolves him of any culpability. This is not about his crimes, the guns, the drugs, the strippers, the smears he made against others. No, Hunter just wants to talk about morals. Jeffrey Dahmer really preferred questions about his poetry. Really good rhyme.
Taking out
because as ArtNet says, it's Biden, everything is connected. Except of course the laptop. But that is the word, connected. Hunter is Joe's son, connected to a lifelong Democrat who knows how to grease the wheels of influence and the tracks on his acorn stair lift. A little bit low, isn't it, audience? I mean, forget Hunter's N-words for a moment. It's hard to recognize the love child of Kentucky and Michael Scott. The real racist act was when Hunter referred to 2 Mexican grocery store workers as, quote, probably illegal. It was probably too hammered to pronounce probably. While being questioned about a missing gun that was dumped in a trash can near that store, Hunter tried to shift the attention onto 2 innocent people referring to their immigration status. If this was any more racist, it would be a second. But it's Hunter who gets more free passes than a losing gambler in a casino buffet. And now he's on a per personal quest for universal truth. Well, here's the truth. Up until recently, Hunter had been living in a $5.4 million house. Who knew crack addicts could be so successful? I got in the wrong line of work. But he moved, claiming he was being harassed by two white people. That could be pissed off strippers looking for child support. Often they look alike. His artwork is set to go from $75,000 to $500,000 a pop. I heard he gave a landscape painting to his dad, and Joe is convinced it's another window in his bedroom.
Hey, it's Danielle here at 4 Patriots with some really great news. Our all-time best...
Anyway, that amount of money can buy a lot of straws, which, by the way, is how I was straw. I'm not joking. It's a great excuse when the cops show up. Sorry, officer, those are paintings of snow-covered mountains. Then why should you care? Well, today we are inundated with endless examples of racism. It's in our cartoons, our foods, our clothing, even our denials of racism. It is racist. There's a bigot under every bed. 3 if you sleep on a king size. It's a great distraction. If you focus on the guy in the MAGA hat, then you're yet less likely to hit Joe Biden for his corrupt nepotism. See the red hat? Ignore the corrupt brat.
Sorry.
To save his son, he'll throw an entire country under the bus using the phrase systematically racist. And so we're in the middle of an unholy collaboration between whacked-out activists and a whacked-out president. Nitro and glycerin. You see this with corporations. The new woke extremism keeps everyone busy. You know, you're less likely to point out that corporations do business with countries that tie 12-year-olds to work benches for 14 hours when you're getting paid by that corporation to teach anti-racism to the workforce. Places like North Face continue to make stuff out of it. Shake Shack buys fodder cows. The CIA can still operate undercover ops, but as long as you fly that pride flag or the BLM flag, both most likely made in China, by the way, you're good. Corporate virtue signaling is like a bullfighter's cape. While you look at the twirling cape, he stabs you. I wonder what the angry white male has to say.
Art's a mystery to me, but I gotta respect its power. Look at that dumb Titanic. When that guy Jack asks Rose to take her clothes off so he can sketch her, she just does it. Saw that and I thought to myself, I should have taken art instead of shop class. You know how many tables I gotta make to get a woman to take her clothes off?
The answer is 37, by the way. Meanwhile, Hunter's laptop languishes. A reminder of how the media, tech giants, and Democrats included a very bombshell of a story to help Daddy win. The connections in this case really work for both Dad and son. There's some crazy there, but the press can't touch it because then it incriminates them in the cover-up. Meanwhile, Hunter keeps playing the tortured genius game, masking himself as an injured party to create a shield of sympathy for his actions. It's a clever tactic, but he doesn't have to work that hard. He's got a dad that protects him and a media that looks the other way. Except, you know, when he's painting.
Welcome tonight's guest.
She's supported accused criminals as a defense attorney and Raiders cheerleader. Great intro. Outnumbered co-host Emily Campagno. She's an expert on disgust and sexuality. So she's here for research purposes. Evolutionary psychologist Diana Fleischman. He's the perfect comic for clubs at 30% capacity. Writer and comedian Joe DeVito. And her last name is Polish or talks too much. So Emily, glad you showed up this time. Yes, are you leaving here now? Or are you still sitting on the curvy couch in Studio J?
Today I slept on 2 chairs pushed together. Yeah. So yes, I'm not leaving.
That's great. So what's wrong with capitalizing on your notoriety? Anthony Weiner is selling non-fungible tokens of the sleazy tax. Shouldn't Hunter start
Oh.
Selling his crack pipes?
I mean, that's a whole other art discussion.
Yes.
But to me, he has had more job titles than a millennial. And now all of a sudden he's selling universal truth through his paintbrush of like my left foot.
Yeah.
I have a but. This guy, it's like the Emperor's New Clothes. Who is going to tell him besides you that his art absolutely sucks? And not coincidentally, we know that the art industry is the largest legal, unregulated industry in the country. Everyone launders money through it. So I foresee this guy having a ton of Chinese buyers, or maybe just one, for millions of dollars. And of course, the media is not involved with it. So like the press that he's getting, like he describes his whole day, and he gets up at 5 and has a cup of coffee before his son wakes up, and then he stares at a blank canvas. I'm like, yeah, because he sucks. A real artist probably wouldn't sit there staring at the blank canvas. It's like he's never had formal training in his life, but he's been making art since he was 3. That's what you call childhood. It took him 2 years, they said, to do a self-portrait because he was busy at the strip clubs and avoiding child support. So for me, my eyes are not big enough for the eye roll this deserved.
Wow. Emily, you came to play. I want to get on your bad side. Although that'd be interesting. Who knows? Diana, you're an evolutionary psychologist. So when I look at somebody like Hunter, I feel like there's this weird, clever, evolutionary practice going on where a predator masks itself as an injured party, like I'm an injured bird. So a little cat comes over and I jump up and I strangle the cat. Is that what Hunter's doing?
Certainly people are able to exploit other people by pretending to be harmed beings, but I totally disagree about this interpretation about Hunter, because I think that given the emphasis that's given, this is the least harmful way you can be using it, right? You could be in charge of government hardware or
Enough of that shit. Enough of that shit. Oh, fuck you!
The only way to pretend to be sneezes on it. Launches some filters onto the canvas. Well, I don't think we should complain too much about his painting. We've heard about his videos, so at least this is a different medium for him to work in.
Yes.
They're really bad. I mean, you've seen hotel paintings?
Yes.
These aren't even motel paintings. These are paintings, they should put them at the southern border, and migrants would see them and get so depressed they would turn around and head back.
What a perfect idea for the wall.
Just make it up.
Just nothing but Hunter Biden. Actually, that would be a great idea for all paintings, right? Oh, just make the wall just a big, like, the longest, largest gallery on Earth. That'd be great.
You should see his macaroni necklaces.
Oh,
very talented.
Yes, I made a lot of those. You know, Kat, I don't know where you are. I actually don't think the paintings are that bad, but then what do I know?
Don't say that about my friend. friend
could
Craig.
just let
I mean, well, the sex stuff I'm not bothered by. I don't care what anyone does in their sex life, whether it's sex workers, anyone else, as long as my husband's not involved in that case, at least 2 people need to die. But when it comes to the paintings, I disagree with you, Emily. I think that there is a universal truth that is expressed by these paintings when I look at them and I know how much that they'll likely be sold for. And that is that if you have a rich, powerful dad, you will have a far easier life than other crackheads.
Yeah, that is true.
I support that universal. Yeah, I agree.
Although there is something about him being a really successful crackhead that makes me rethink crack. The audience isn't with me on that.
Yeah, based on how much I vape, I think if I tried crack, no one would ever see me again.
These paintings should all be entitled. Do you know who my dad is?
That's it. Yes, exactly. That's the universal truth.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
Dr. Squatch is probably the most unique soap I've ever used. I literally...
Why am I here?
We should probably move.
Hello, friends. I'm gonna pop out the chat so I can see you guys. Oh, god damn it. Andres Antonio Gonzalez Neceres, 75 Blue AJ, long time. What do you think? The only gay character on the MCU is lame Captain America. At the end of Falcon Winter Soldier, Torres Agents. Is he supposed to be gay? I never heard that. Hey! Let you guys flood in all nicely. It's hotter than fuck today.
Beat him. Give him the slip, huh?
So, I might have to turn my air conditioner back on as we get this relaunched into this video. Y'all know how the cringe gets me heated, so, you know. So there's that.
Bring it.
Fujimoto is here. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Supergirl.
Don't run too far ahead.
Batwoman. I would know, probably. I don't know. I was put off by Supergirl within the first few episodes. That's why I had a tolerance for this shit. And I was like, on top of that, like, I was really into Supergirl and Henry Cavill Superman, so I was like, why am I even get Superman's not gonna be in this. Henry Cavill Superman's not gonna be in this. That's what we were like to like. And I was like, and plus it's got all these shitty politics for no reason. I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. Filipino white boy, $5 super chat. So Marvel has introduced the first Filipino Captain America. A man said it right now. Oh yeah, I heard that shit. Oh, that's. I'm sorry. So sorry. Thank you, Sky. $5 super chat. AJ Long. Birthday in 4 days. So thanks for that. Love the video. Sometimes you make us smile. Oh, thank you. Fucking. Really? Oh, really? Yeah, I think we're back. It's back on the green, but like, ugh. Like I said, it's just a hunch, like a little bit of kind of, what do you call it? It's kind of a conspiracy theory that maybe if you say certain bad words, it usually kind of cuts out your stream on purpose. But whatever. Hey! Yeah, the video we're going to be talking about today. Different title.
Fuck you! 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 Keep fucking you! I'll keep fucking you till you're dead! Yeah, fuck!
How Marvel baited its queer fans. Now, I'm thinking, because there were some complaints in the comment section that said that the person who made the video barely even mentioned Sam, because of course they
Sorry.
Because of course they
Moving out.
Because of course he did. I'll get to that in a second. So I'm guessing, it could be that, or the YouTube demonetization thing, and how they are about, like, the gay content and all that. But then there's the word queer in his title, so I'm not sure I buy that. I think it was just his plain simple that he barely mentioned Sam, so he like reframed it as, oh, I'm just talking about queer baiting, Marvel queer baiting fans in general, or see? But yeah, it's basically, but no, this is basically about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you got a boner, and then you made a video. That's basically it. Evil Hero Diamond Cat, $10 super chat. AJ, I have a theory about you. Have you ever seen The Jerk? It's about a white guy who was raised in a black household and believes he's black too. I think that also applies to you. Okay.
Partnering up with you is working out pretty well.
But anyway. Yeah, it's the same old story. If you've ever been on Twitter, you're probably not. Well, yeah, Twitter too. But if you've been on Tumblr, you've seen this phenomenon. That if someone gets hard or wet or off two male characters who are like completely platonic, not romantically linked whatsoever, if you get boring off both of them at the same time and they share a lot of screen time together, you're automatically gay. And basically that's what this video is. Oh, Sam and Bucky are starting their show together as friends, and they got a lot of screen time. Thanks! I think that's what his whole channel is. Like, his whole channel is speculating whether or not certain characters are gay. Like, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's like, dude, no. I saw two gay people, two gay men. They were like both hot. I would like wish they were straight when they're in the room with women. Like, oh, he's got a lot of chemistry with this woman too. Maybe he's bi, maybe he's straight. You don't know. Shut up. I wouldn't do that because that's silly. If the facts are there, the facts are there. There's no nobody would wish they make. Anyway. say ironic because it's not what it is. It's got the ironic tone, but it's not ironic. Like, if this video were ironic, I wouldn't be talking about it. If it were like, if it was satirical of channels, or satirical of fanboys and bros who do this shit, I wouldn't be talking about it. But it's got that quirky feel to it, like, oh, look, my set is trash. Look. I have a pale background in the back, and I'm wearing ill-fitting clothes. You know, it's just like they're trying so hard to be ironic, and it just doesn't work. Anyway, let's go.
Hi, Alex here again with another episode of Was That Look Homoerotic or Has the Pandemic Warped My Sense of Intimacy? Let's be real, it wasn't.
I remember when he made that video on Hannibal. It wasn't bad. See, but my sense of intimacy is warped. I'm so self-aware. You're not. Otherwise, this video would not exist. I'm just a poor. Maybe I should just not make the video. And on top of it, there's a lot of hissing in the background of this video. Just Audacity. How fucking hard is Audacity? Shit!
Today we're going to cover another chapter in Marvel's somehow simultaneous failure in portraying both homosexuality and heterosexuality. Before we get to that, we have...
Yeah, heterosexuality and like absolutely nobody. Sam doesn't fuck anybody, Bucky doesn't fuck anybody. Like, nobody fucks anybody. Which would have been fine if the show was good. But it's...
I have to talk about this.
I actually wanted some fucking to happen. So
Hold on. I'm on my way.
Scripts, untold secrets. I know many of you, like me, like to live vicariously through fanfiction.
Oh god, let's fast forward. This is a brand deal. I don't give a shit. Oh, it's so long. I think someone gave me a super chat.
$9.99. Free.
Did I ask you to talk? No. Wolf Spain files. Check. Remember, kids, if the girls are friends, it's platonic. If the boys are friends or showing any form of camaraderie, yay! This concludes my TED Talk. Yeah. And, you know, I was going to go on some kind of rant, but I'll let us get a little deeper into the video. Okay. I'll unleash when it's time.
We'll see you there. Ah, yes, Sam and Bucky. A recent Falcon and the Winter Soldier thing. There's nothing better than Steve, Sam, and Bucky.
Like, since when y'all put Sam in this shit? Because I'm gonna keep it real. I don't. The black male characters don't get any play in fandoms. Like, barely any. Barely any fan fiction, barely any artwork, barely any gay ships, like none of that. Because it's mostly run by like really horny white kids. Not saying they're racist because they won't ship with like all this like we're gonna get to it, like you're gonna see like all this bullshit about representation and like gay representation and all that shit. And there's no representation in their ships. Like almost none. Like they pretend these two characters are gay. But they're not. And like when it comes to race, like okay, we'll include a black woman, but not a black man. Like I rarely ever see any Rhodey Sam shit. Like rarely. I'm just saying it's something to plan. Just saying.
By the end of this, we'll hopefully figure out what Anthony Mackie is smirking at. If you don't, Marvel's reading.
He's smirking at his goddamn bank account. With a Disney truck. Parked up bank. Hope he enjoys it because, like, damaged super chat. Have you heard about the new Velma series, Maybe You're Asian? Their first instinct is the stereotypical smart character should be Asian. 2 steps back. Yeah, I saw that. And of course, it had big no neck. Mindy Kaling, whatever the fuck. She's short. She's short. She's got no neck. I mean, I know they think because Velma is wearing a turtleneck that she kind of looks like Mindy Kaling with that whole thing, but no, it's just a turtleneck. Velma has a neck, so this is unfair casting. This is miscasting. Cast someone with a neck. Okay. Oh, was that mean for no reason? No, it wasn't. Just considering how relevant it is to the story, in that they're not going to have one. I don't really give a fuck, and I'll trash whoever I want. Anyway, yeah, miscasting, because Velma has a neck and Mindy Kaling doesn't. They get the whole stereotype. She's going to be a smart Asian. Yeah, guys, no. It's kind of like the same problem I have with Cruella and then maybe Anita Black. It's like, sometimes you just got to let them be white. Just let them be white. What the fuck you doing? Mr. and $10 super chat. Why does she look like that prestigious rich kid from Life is Rough? He even sounds like be afraid of plus hi. Turn your head sideways. No. Alonzo Toilet, $2 super chat. Hey, big fan question. Favorite video game movie? I can't give a name to like my favorite. Well, actually, no. I think my favorite video game would be Max Payne.
We don't have to jump down anymore.
I can't give you a name of my favorite movie because that's really hard. I got several. Nathan Pattinson, $4.99 super chat. Hey Jay, so good to see your TikTok video. Have you made another scripted response?
Ooh, Lord of mercy, Jesus.
Yeah, I did have like
that's a joke. Fuck you. Fuck. Oh, good God. He didn't help me. No, he didn't.
This screen has a solo res. Like, what? How can you even? I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest YouTuber alive when it comes to editing and quality and shit. Like, sometimes I'll fuck up major. This is the screen cap. It's just. How do you not, like, I always download, like, the highest quality episode I'm commentating on, and then I'll take screen caps from it, and then use that. It looks like he just, like, screen capped off someone's ass.
Fuck you.
Just bros or bros with gay boys. Well, unfortunately, I may be the only gay boy.
This motherfucker is just really doing all the fucking.
I got Rory, just two straight characters, just friends. Therefore, the comics will make me
Oh, fuck you, dude. Oh my god, what is this guy, Magic Mike or something? Shit, fuck you. Once you get off that fucking rabbit hole. Oh, this motherfucker's just got magic all over the place. It's hot. It's so hot. Motherfucker, what is this, Killer Instinct? Oh my god, these guys are fucking invisible.
Watch your regeneration.
Well, you know, I should gather this intel for my review, because that would be hilarious.
Figure out ways.
Let's take a plan, keep track of that. Well, they just give you it's addressed to fan theories and just now let's go to what fans can expect from this 6th episode normally in the series of responding to questions. Oh, yeah, he responded. He was taking fan questions. Oh, don't do that. Or at the very least, ignore them. You don't have to answer that shit. Like, if I was in charge of these cons and shit, I'd be like, no one, you don't ever ask sexual questions. These actors are making feel. I don't give a fuck what your intent is. I don't care. Don't ask them weird shit. Like, oh my god, during those sex scenes, you get like a boner or something. I mean, that's just, that ever happen to you? Like, shut the fuck up. Wolves paid $5 subject, considering they made film in Hispanic in the most recent reboot series. Not the movie. I'm not surprised, but then again, it was mentioned like Mr. N, $5 subject. This Bush baby will give us digi herpes. All this harmful racism is too much. Let's stick with the jokes instead. King Bosch, $4.99 super chat. 2 male characters who literally share the same oxygen. Crazy stands. Oh my god, they're so gay for each other. So yeah, he was taking fan questions. As if this is fucking legitimate. Because you see the cons. I think there's even a fucking video of Anthony Mackie and the guy who plays Buckley, what's his name? Sebastian Stan defending. Oh, I keep forgetting these motherfuckers' names. Defending Tom Holland from some creepy ass fan because they started asking weird ass questions. Like, imagine using that comment as something. See, like they don't care about gay people because the creator like shrugged it off and said, "Oh, just keep watching." Because he doesn't want, number one, he doesn't want to say what he really wants to say. Just say stop being fucking weird and asking weird ass questions. So yeah, just keep watching. You gotta placate you. Because y'all the type of motherfuckers who if, like, the company doesn't placate you, you think you can go into someone's Twitter from 10 years ago, you know, dig up a racist tweet and fucking cancel because then you didn't get what you want right. That's why and y'all did it to yourselves. Like, these corporations do keep fucking encouraging it, this fucking behavior, in this climate, but at the same time, y'all did it to yourselves. You could just not be toxic. And you could not be sexualizing actors or people.
That was fun.
It might be uncomfortable with your fuckery. Which are based. Can't they just fight like bad guys and shit? Human Super Chat, isn't we're debating with creators' wives and media about it? Yeah, that's what they did with LeFou and all, and a couple other characters. They did that with Powers of course. Somebody has, hey, fucking gay or not? And they're like, look, and then they treated you like a child, because that's how you act. But not you guys. But like, I'm speaking to the hypothetical, like I said, basement dwelling fandom person. But yeah, y'all act like fucking children. And they treat you like children. Like, yeah, shut the fuck up and watch the show. How about that? See, like, I couldn't be in show business because I just tell you exactly what the fuck you can do. Like, stop asking dumbass questions. Now the character ain't gay. I know what the fuck I write. And considering that this is an old black man, no, the character isn't bisexual. Like, I'm not saying that old black men are bigots. Like, I'm saying that they're not writing that shit. They're just not gonna really. Straight old black men are not gonna be writing that shit, sweetie. So don't expect it. Do not expect that. Unless that old black man is actually in the LGBT. Other than that, no. Just ain't happening. Absolute Zero, Kyokokami, $5 super chat. Sup, Jay? Going to watch your Slay the KOA stream later. I'm helping my mom with her DoorDash. Please have a good one. And take care. God bless you all. God bless you too. Thank you. Oh, Aura Master DX missed me with that case. Yeah, like basically. But they gotta be nice. I love how they said, no, this is queerbait. No, they're trying to be nice to you because you're a fucking tard. And they know you're gonna cause a fucking scene if you don't get the right answer. That's what it is. Because y'all act like fucking children.
He's a queer tool.
Because that was fucking weird.
In this show, they use queerness as a tool.
And no, they don't. But like, yeah, there was a part where Zemo was like caressing Bucky's face, like he'll do anything you want. But he was trying to entice a fucking middle-aged, straight white chick. Like, hey, fuck you. Fucking you'll cream pie you. You'll cream pie you. He's fully anatomically correct. He may be white, but he, I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Oh shit. He may be white, but his dick perfectly reflects it. I can make myself laugh because I'm do the accent, like his raspy ass accent, and get the joke out at the same time. So it was just killing me. Well, how you gonna hold them accountable for shit y'all be bringing up? Oh, like some dumbass fans accuse them of queer baiting. Am I supposed to take that fucking seriously? Like I said, y'all are fucking children.
Bait. What Marvel did with Sam and Bucky was...
It's not bait, it's placating. They're pacifying you because they know you act like fucking kids. They think you got no answer. You be boycotting them, all kind of dumb shit. Now, on the one hand, they
You ain't got no choice. You ain't got no chance.
things like this encourage the shit. They encourage the mob. They tell you, fuck they
Fuck you, you cunt! Bitch!
Yeah, y'all are children, and y'all deserve, like, the hand wave.
It's not fair! God damn it!
$2 super chat. This nigga went from jumping Eminem to Joshi Beats, I think. Mindy Lou, don't eat a hot dog near this kid. Damn.
It's probably one of the most obvious examples of queerbaiting I've seen since Teen Wolf. What's queerbaiting, you ask instead of Googling? Well, put...
You ask instead of Googling. You're the one with the fucking video, you jackass. You're gonna ask me instead of Googling? We're not gonna ask you.
The progressive attitude is a phenomenon that is associated with recent media like TV show, internet accusing queers and attacks to attract queer audiences who fail to follow through on recommendations.
God fucking damn it! Jesus fucking Christ! Oh shit! It's not bad enough that we have to fight against these motherfuckers. We gotta fight against that motherfucker too, who keeps on pulling shit out of his asshole. Motherfucker!
Is there something to this? Because you know y'all dumbasses are gonna click on that or screen cap their fucking articles and put them in your lame ass YouTube videos. Maybe that's it. That could be it. That could be a fucking, you know. That could be a possibility. Wolfhorn for £94.99 super chat. He looks like Shinkai. Oh, you anime motherfuckers. Joshi.
Got something we can use?
For gay porn. It literally translates to rock girl. Kevin Knox, $5 super chat. If we Google it, we'll find this thing. Stephen
I can almost guarantee he's gonna do that fucking transporting bullshit. Teleportation bullshit.
It's a way of winning over the gays without asking conservatives for positive censorship.
I love how he says that. It just very quickly skips past China, Russia, and Middle Eastern countries. I love how he says that shit. Like, it's not conservative viewers. Like, conservative viewers don't give a fuck at this point. Unless you're really creepy about what you're doing.
Fucking attack him, you faggot! Fuck! How long are you gonna fucking take to attack him? What the fuck is wrong with you, Yokomo?
This is Malaysia, but where's China at? I love how you didn't put China in here. Cozy-Coo, $2 super chat. Is it bait or is it masturbate? Anthony Scioli, $2 super chat. I just remembered this is live and not recorded. Mr. Anfile super chat to clarify with an emoji in one word. Ogre plus yeah, I get it. You're right.
Oh yeah, your guy's not gonna help you. Fuck you, Yakumo! You fucking suck!
Come on, there's nothing in the show.
Oh my god, I hate this motherfucker.
First, let's break down what a classic queerbait looks like. Not all queerbaiting strictly follows these bullet points, but here are 3 things to look out for in it.
You know, just in case
you got
this queerbait doesn't follow the bullet points that I said. They don't always follow. I'm just saying. There might be holes in my logic, so I'm going to prepare you for that.
Number 1, the possibility of hinted queerness in the text. So things like subtext, long stares, arrow.
Long stares! That means a lot of grossly heterosexual action stars are fucking gay, like all of them. Have you ever heard of like intense staring? Jordan Joestar.
What are you shooting at?
Allows between canonical love interest in the character.
I took a screen cap of 3 people in a shot, and one of them looking over at this person like they're gay. It's proven. T-Mitch when I miss Jed. Thank you.
We're made things like white girl music and so.
I love it. Like T-Mitch. Fucking. Oh, his comment got tracked. Anyway. So we're following stereotypes here. Okay. See, they're gay because this man is doing stereotyping on streets. Even though there's no like such thing as non-straight behavior is fucking men. Like men fucking men. That's the only thing that really counts as non-heterosexual behavior. A man fucking another man and being in love with another man. That's it.
Go on. Number 2, legitimate sources like writers, producers, and actors hinting at queerness in the text.
Where's it at?
So, in an interview, a writer might say something like, "It's a complicated relationship."
If they're not, if it's a fucking idiot, my test is so much stuff is nerd. But yeah, what was that? This is a fucking thing. Oh, I forgot what it was. Yeah, I had it in my head. I think something recently came out. Some Disney character did some shit, and it's right.
Motherfucker. The fuck?
Agonizing about it full screen.
There's no fucking way in hell, dudes.
Actors might act playful around each other, play up their tension, and mention the
Which is bullshit.
Like this fucking clip is also fucking recent. And you're so like if y'all were a little bit like give a shit about you.
Oh god. I'm getting punished. This is punishment. This is total punishment, man.
But the one in front.
This is complete total punishment.
This guy, his face, total ambivalence in his fucking face, and like y'all are so fucking stupid. Will this get you off our fucking backs? You jag off, like his face was just so like, y'all are such fucking assholes.
I understand wanting to
like, yeah, you think we're gay, but we're really fucking not, you morons. Like, that was his face through the whole fucking video. And he had to play with it. They're mocking you, basically. They're mocking you without mocking you. Because yeah, that's you can't, as a business model, you can't just go around ostracizing fans. Because that's just dumb. Mr. Transfiles, you know, he should the entire football team.
It's every job you have, right?
Like, it's not a good business model to say, hey,
are you tired?
Fucking fans are idiots. These characters are not gay. Get a fucking life. Yeah, that's not a good business plan. Not a good way to run a company. Ostracizing your face. So they gotta resort to playing up shit and either playing it up or making fun of you without thinking. But when they play it up, like I said, it's just a way to make fun of, like a low-key way to make fun of you. That's it. That's what it is. Because they're fucking frustrated. You think they like getting all those fucking messages that says how you want to deep throat them and shit? They don't like that shit. It fucking makes them uncomfortable. Why do you think celebrities are always leaving Twitter sometimes? They don't want to see that shit. Mr. Anfile Super Chat. Maybe my last Super Chat to clarify to everyone that the R. Whoosh joke was my jab at this kid being a small Riley Dennis. Batwing had been decided for Batwoman, maybe he can save the show and take it over. I don't think that's gonna fucking happen. There was someone who speculated that he's probably only gonna be Batwing for like an episode and then fuck off.
Dude.
This is why I hate the summer. Because niggas get either busting off guns or fireworks, and you don't know which is which. Ugh. But anyway, like I was saying, I think, yeah, there's a theory that he might be Batwing for like an episode to fuck off. But I don't know, the way they're kind of hyping it up now and the way they put racial issues into it, he might be Batwing for real and for a long period of time. So, yeah, it got me kind of hyped, but it's me thinking that...
Fuck you!
I don't know how this dynamic is going to work between Batwing and Batwoman. I don't know how that's going to work. Because it's going to be him coming into his own and doing what he wants to do. And, you know, wanting to enact justice in his, on his terms. And then he's got to listen to this shrill bitch. So I'm like, we're a team, bad team, and all this.
Oh, you ain't going nowhere?
Like, that's getting he's going to be out there. So I don't know how the fuck they dynamic work. I'm looking forward to that. Like, the show is still shit, and I'm still looking at it through a shit lens. But I'm still curious as to how they're going to work. I just don't think it's going to be that way for as long as we think. Who knows, they might kill him off, you know, with our luck. Like, oh, I'm sorry, he's a good actor, and he's got a nice suit, and he may or may not man up and tell Ryan to fuck off. Sorry, we can't have that. I don't think that's gonna happen. The yellow question. Season 2 was just so cool. Like, I'm having a hard time. I had a hard time for like 4 or 5 episodes here. So uneventful. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Fuck you, you fucking cunt! This is all they were doing was nothing but teleport.
I'm not sure. It might have been neurotic in there too. I don't know. I forgot. But we might know. That might happen. You never know. I don't know, man. Season 2 was just like, bleh. Something cool. Well, cool. Or like, just to get my spirits up. Something to get my spirits up. Has to happen. In order for me to care about this season. Like, really quick. Like, yeah, Batman coming in, that's fine.
Where's Mom? Help!
Ryan's right. Ryan's and anything bad related, just like some shit out of the series like that. Super show.
Fucking hell! Oh, he's doing that backhand bullshit. Fucking hell, Jesus. Oh my God, he's just... There's just no defeating him. The fact is, they bash you down before you even get to him. Because these guys won't stop fucking teleporting. Fuck! They won't stop fucking teleporting.
Either the company's gonna fuck with them, or y'all are. And it's not. That's why I couldn't stand this video. Like some of the shots skimmed through. It's like, you know, I can't believe it's only consideration for your fucking shit.
You can't even fucking out teleport them. What the fuck? You can't out teleport them. You can't out teleport them.
It's like dangling a rainbow carrot or any other irrelevantly valid object in front of the audience, only to snatch it away in the actual text of the show. And so the final.
Because y'all see what you want to see.
It's just nuts.
And you wanted them to be gay. You want gay. They had to know we did it. They had to fucking know it. The show was one of those shows. I don't know if these people came out before.
It's just fucking crazy.
But it was right around that time where we had a lot of corny ass, fucking supernatural centered shows where all the leads were hot. No one was under an 8. And so everything was like really bombastic, and every time they like there's an intense scene, it would always come off more sexual than it was because there's always some kind of sexuality. They always sexualized teenage characters and shit. They did that shit now. Especially in Riverdale. And it looks like they're gonna do the same thing with the upcoming Powerpuff show. So you know this shit ain't over.
He's a one-hitter.
So yeah, so when you keep calling, so like when you see that, your teenage brain, your teenage hormones go haywire. You're like, oh my god, they gay, right? Because I want them to both kiss, right? Right? You just want them to kiss because you're horny, like that.
Yeah, basically.
It doesn't make the characters gay. Like, stop. A stand user, $5. She had long bone watching anything CW was like watching Jackass. You know she's about to put herself through a lot of pain. But at least it's for your
Here's hoping to find something interesting.
I heard they could even rework it. I think they changed I heard they changed like a few things. It kept everything else the same. Like the shows were basically the same as the scripts. So everybody look forward to that shit. I can't wait to see the visuals behind the script. I can't wait to see that shit. Because I think Dove Cameron, the chick who plays Bubbles, came out and said, yeah, it's not the script. Yeah, like I said, I can't wait to see this.
A large, probably queer fan base that supports queerness in text. Yeah, so like the Tumblr thing, but also not at all. It's a little deeper than that. But for simplicity's sake, let Tumblr just say that because of certain relationships. But the show often
Oh my god. Fuck you. Fuck all you bitches. You ain't worth shit. None of you are worth shit. Fucking lock on!
Supernatural Square fandom kept it alive for 15 years, but the show never gave them the line. Yeah, fuck off. We kept it alive! homosexuality. Just waiting for two men to kiss. Like, how fucking pathetic is that? I don't want this shows. I want gay porn.
I don't guess my character is.
Get your ass. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get your ass to porno. Get your ass to porno.
So let's look at Salmon. Let's look at the show, surrounding media, and the history of the damage. Is this a story about queer? Is it a story about queer breeding too much?
About queer baiting?
Watch your regeneration. Bring it in.
Well, the whole show is just like two men almost fucking, like, and this is straight.
When will we just let it go?
When did they finally tell the fuck up? When did these two straighties fondle each other? Oh, I think so ironic because that's exactly what's going on here. Everything is gay because I got hard on it. Like, I'm totally not banning the fan base is not good. Who gives a fuck what they think? It doesn't fucking matter what they think. Oh, well, the fandoms, like, if you specifically go to these
Oh, that's bullshit. One hit.
their opinions matter more than anything.
Oh shit. Fuck you!
Hey, you holding
I
on?
think they're gay, so they're gay. And, like, I know more about this material than you about Spencer.
It's fucking bullshit.
I almost said his name was Malcolm Spencer. His name was Malcolm Spellman. I don't really like the guy, so fuck it.
So, queer baiting bullet point number 3. A fan-based debate. If Sam and Bucky are a queer bait, then there should be a corresponding mass of people ferociously defending homoeroticism like these Greek philosophers, right?
Many of your comrades were swallowed up by the Queen's miasma, lost the very essence, and became puppets of the enemy. Some of you had to fight former friends who had joined the ranks of the lost, but you still managed to return home. I salute each and every one of you. So, keep the faces of your loved ones ever in your thoughts. Remember the comrades who have been reduced to ash. I, Gregorio Silva, pledge this to you. When this war ends, the ones left standing will be us! Fight at my side, and we will bring this hell to an end!
Remember to keep your hearts covered. There's no coming back if you get hit there. Because of beasts.
Welcome back. How are you feeling? Do you know where you are?
It's Karen.
You were
Hi,
killed
Karen.
2 days ago. And now you've returned. Just relax. Here, could you fill out this medical form for me? I'd like to confirm some things, if that's all right. How much do you remember about yourself? No signs of frenzy or major dysfunction. You appear to be in excellent shape. The damage to your heart had me a bit worried. But you're surprisingly resilient. Still, if anything feels off, be sure to let me know right away. We Revenants are immortal creatures. However, if you become one of the lost, you'll be beyond any hope of salvation. Here. The Queen's miasma has been growing thicker. When you're fighting, just remember to hang on to this, no matter what. Looks like it's time for the meeting. I know you're probably not feeling up to it. But it'll be over soon enough. Hang in there. How's your little brother? Louis hasn't woken up yet. Yeah, there's no sign of rejection, but it's still worrying.
Still broadcasting? Knowing you, Jesus. Knowing you.
Do you remember the day we've been struggling a hard, painful fight ever since? We'll win again. All of you. Charge straight ahead. But you don't need, no matter how many times you die. Let's put an end to this.
So, after the war settles down, even without the threat of the Queen, Bloodthirst recreates. Silva wants to liberate the land the Horrors took and give it to the survivors. I'm trying. There are a number of facets. It seems if you feel you're indebted to everyone on his team, I know they get a lot of Karen in particular is pushing herself.
What is it? You too. I dispersed too much, so I forgot not just the thought. Hey, the fight is at its climax. Just one more push. Be ashamed to get just when you think you died again. Some. Leave this place to us.
So, before the Great Collapse, I want to finish this.
When the Great Collapse. Help me. In the end, Silva. Yeah. Once this war is over. The fight against some.
Everything's been crazy since we were brought back to life. The price for the Queen's frenzy killed survivors of the Great. Hey. We were at the Queen's hay. Do you think if we did...
Finally awake. New kid. Your partner. You fought the Queen the other day. It sounds like you might be. We're headed up. We're gonna use it. There's a report that the Queen broke through our defensive grid and is headed this way. However, our foe was also hurt pretty badly in the attack. This is our chance to finally turn the tide and crush her. Just be sure not to drink the Queen's blood. Too many of us have joined the ranks of the lost after their bodies rejected it. Watch your backs out there. Got it? Right. Looks like it's time for the party. Let's be sure to give our guests a warm welcome. Keep yourself safe out there. Here's a challenge. look at that. This is lucky. It's a type of medicine. Spill a drop on that. Don't worry, we won't need our masks here. This is one of the products of the Queen's power before she frenzied. That medicine is made from the Queen's blood. It cleanses the area of miasma and aids regeneration by knitting dispersed flesh back together. Even the techniques used to make our masks are thanks to the Queen's plans. She was a revenant, just like us. She shared our vision of a world where everyone could live in safety. But unlike us, she had the potential to rise to even greater heights. She was consumed by her own exceptional power and turned into a demon with an unending lust for blood. Eat or be eaten. If those are our only two options, well then, I choose to eat. We have limited medicine, so use it wisely.
Bitch. Knowing you, Jesus, knowing you.
What's up? You notice something?
Righteousness, knowing you, Jesus.